Well, them BTs out there are pretty dangerous. Thank God I made it back, so I can now relax. The nice Christmas. And with a nice Monster Energy. Well, now that we're in a private room and able to get through all this, let's talk about if Death Stranding is an actual Christmas game. Alright, now, Death Stranding, game that came out in 2019, very much divided just as much as many of the fans of the Resident Evil genre of survival horror and action horror and Resident Evil 4. There are many people who have either loved this game or hated this game. And the biggest question that I have of all during this time of the festive season is Death Stranding a Christmas game? Well, I guess we have to depend and decide on the criteria of what really makes a Christmas game. Does it have cheering and jolliness and the big red man flying across a sleigh with many deer? Possibly. Does it have Christmas references and sleigh bells? Oh, absolutely. Or does it have snowy, cold environments? And does it even mention Christmas? These are many questions we must ask ourselves as we look into the game of Death Stranding and others this Christmas season. So Death Stranding, in case you haven't ever played it, which some people have, some people haven't, takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where the BTs, or beach things, have taken over and caused problems that are caused by death and destruction, which any freaking corpse in this particular type of world can cause a nuclear explosion from the BTs as they go necrosis and actually expire in the world of Death Stranding. Of course, made by legendary designer and creator Hideo Kojima from Kojima Productions. Death Stranding is a wonderful, realistic, post-apocalyptic world that you would probably enjoy and love, depending on who you are. If you're a big fan of Kojima, if you're a big fan of Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear and kind of the way and direction of storytelling that is, you're going to love this game. If you are not into the big action-packed adventure of traversing and eventual action of shooting and going through battlefields with wonderful actors Guillermo del Toro, Lea Seydoux, Mads Mikkelsen, and of course Norman Reedus, then if you don't love those things, this is not for you. But let's get back at hand for the question we're trying to answer. Is Death Stranding a Christmas game? Well, put it simply, there's a few different things that really dictate whether or not this is a Christmas game. And one thing I can tell you for sure is that it does have the qualities of a Christmas game. Some of the Christmas games of old usually come in the form of either special releases, demo discs, and other games of past has as much, if not less, content sometimes than what is shown in the world of Death Stranding. What do I mean by that? Well, in Death Stranding, there is an individual located in the mountainous region and snowy area of Mountain Knot City in that particular region. He's known as the First Prepper. Completing the different tasks that are associated with the First Prepper allows you to actually get and obtain a Santa Claus hat, or a Santa hat, where you can actually wear on your snowy adventures across traversing and across all the snowy cliffs of gold in the misty mountains and Mount Doom. I'm just kidding. But they are kind of misty. Where you get to be able to kind of sport this Santa hat. And it does actually mention in there the reference of Christmas in the description for the Santa hat. So with this criteria, having also sleigh bells whenever it does snow in the snowy region, and also with the ability to slide and actually wear this particular hat, I would kind of say that, yeah, it kind of does. It has enough, I think, references with the snow and snowy region and being able to sleigh across the land that you would probably call this a Christmas game, at least on Chapter 5 or later. Unfortunately, with the First Prepper, he doesn't give you much more than that as far as the snowy Santa hat. And all the snowy conditions that you deal with and go through and trudge through is a wonderful addition to the game that makes it fun and makes the nice reference for Christmas. as a good thing to include, and I'm very much a fan of this particular game, and would call that this particular game is a Christmas game. Of course, others may have a different opinion, and you know what? Fine by me. But there is more references in here than is in Skyrim that I've seen in others when it comes to Christmas. So why not kind of come to the conclusion that Death Stranding is, of course, a Christmas game. Of course, stay tuned if you would like to stay for the rest of the video, and I can explain to you how to get the soundtrack if you are interested. So when it comes to the first prepper, their location that I've shown already is included in this walkthrough. After you've completed and met the first prepper, you'll have to perform his first delivery task of obtaining 2 lost packages and bringing them back in delivery in order to get a 4th of your star. It will require 3 more quests or orders in order for you to actually meet the criteria of 1 full star. The second place that you go to, at least in my run, which this can be kind of random depending on who you ask, as I've seen this before, is you'll want to go to the doctor, as the doctor will actually have a package and delivery to the first prepper that you'll need to perform. The doctor is located in this particular region in Mountain Knot City, and he's not too far away actually to verse 2. After you complete that with the first prepper, believe it or not, the next order that I identified and located was actually in a further away location in another region known as the Weather Center or the Weather Radar. Once you go to the Weather Radar and actually look at the standard orders, you should be able to find a order that is being sent to the first prepper with another package and delivery.
Thank you, Sam.
And once you perform that, which you could probably do both at the same time, which I actually recommend, you would go further up north into the area that you would go to before in order to actually head back towards the location of the first prepper, which, depending on who you are, could mean that you either go across directly, which is a bit more dangerous, or you could actually go around and go a little bit longer, but tends to be a little bit easier. And the location of that order is the way station north of Mountain Knot City. Going there should have an actual standard order that gives another package delivery to the first prepper, which should bring you to the ultimate conclusion of meeting that first star criteria. You can obtain higher stars, I believe, with the director's cut of Death Stranding. From my knowledge and understanding, is they do not give you additional Christmas items other than the Santa hat. So with that, take that with a grain of salt. You do get other colors, you do get other updates. However, the Santa hat is only met with the first star criteria. So feel free to look and peruse this video as it kind of shows my walkthrough through it. Thank you very much for listening to me and listening to the content here of if Death Stranding is a Christmas game. And I will catch you in the next video.
See if this grand endeavor of yours is worth all the hassle. I've got my eye on you. Got something I thought you could use. Take it if you want. Leave it if you don't. Thank you, Sam. Let's do this again, huh?
Good work. New order available. ID. Weapons restrictions lifted. Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapon. Weapons restrictions lifted. Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. All weapons will remain locked until departure. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.